I will call tonight's meeting, regular board meeting of the Lisle Park District Board of Park Commissioners for Thursday, July 17th, 2025 at 7 p.m. to order. Can I get a roll call vote here?
Yes, Commissioner Wessel,
Present.
Commissioner Tapella,
Present.
Commissioner Nadeau,
Present.
Commissioner Pereira,
Present.
President Alpeter.
Present. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no presentations this evening. We'll open it to public comment. Visitors are welcome to address the Board of Park Commissioners. You are asked to raise your hand and wait to be recognized. When recognized, please move to the lectern, speak into the microphone, and state your name and the item you wish to discuss. It is requested that one spokesperson for a group be appointed to present the views of the entire group, rather than have multiple individuals repeat similar opinions. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker. Go ahead, Beatus.
Good evening.
Please make sure you speak into the microphone because we are recording this. as
Vitas
public meeting.
Matulauskas from Lisle residence. Last meeting was a month ago, and I only get 300 seconds a month of high pressure presentation. That is very inconvenient. So I have to remember what happened last meeting. So last meeting clearly showed one divide. We believe it's a huge problem. You guys don't have a clue what the problem is. You don't believe in the problem. All your comments were indicating that you don't believe in the problem. How do we get to the same position? Right now, I don't have an answer. Do you? I was asking for a meeting for each of you. 3 of them didn't even respond. So how can you talk to somebody if you don't get to talk back? I sense one thing. There's a complete misunderstanding of the pickleball noise. No matter what I say, no matter what I send, you just don't believe me. How do I convince you? The best way is neutral site like a pickleballnoiserelief.com. I don't know if you spend 10, 15 minutes there. Probably not. If you did, you would be in a different position. Anyway, the only common solution that I can think of is quiet balls. If you agree with that, if your position is the same as mine, we would have a common goal in place. How do we get there? What we have right now, Titanic swimming 3 years in one direction. Do you think one small suggestion will change the course of Titanic? Are you kidding me? You have to be open for more signs, more forceful language, whatever it takes, change of policy. Last meeting, it was clear. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. How do we get there if we're not going to do anything? 3 years, we have suggestion to play quiet balls. 0 compliance. And what does quiet ball mean? It's the same play, same game, same rules, same everything. Pickleball players said it's less enjoying, tiny bit less enjoying. Everything is the same. You still play. We're not restricting that, but there is no noise. So common goal should be the same. Get to the quiet balls policy, whatever it takes, not just one simple suggestion. I did send mine suggestions. I hope you got it. That's very, very simple. Titanic is very strong. It's hard to turn it around. You need actual effort. The one thing we accepted actually, that we're not gonna ask you to enforce by using park district personnel, police personnel. We understand that, but that's the only limitation we set to ourselves. And we're ready for that. But we need all your help with the signatures, signers. Let's say Valley Forge, you have signed, which Margarita can give to you. No pickleball. Does that say we suggest no pickleball? No, you clearly state no pickleball. Do you enforce it? You don't. But people don't play because Stein is very, very clear. That's not a suggestion. I can suggest my 1-year-old to say, Yeah.
Then we'll get them after the meeting.
how much time do I have?
Staff
Can
will
you
get
check
them after
time?
the meeting.
Can you check time?
Thank you.
Basically, I can suggest my 1-year-old not to cry. Do you think he's gonna stop? It's the same situation here. Titanic is in motion. We need some serious effort, not light suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have any other public comment?
Good evening. My name is John Girding, and I'm a Lisle resident for 35 years who happens to live within a few blocks of the Abbeywood pickleball courts. I wish that I could commend Vitas Matuliauskas for his perseverance over this past 3 years on the Abbeywood pickleball noise issue, but I cannot. What was perhaps once simply persistence in pursuit of a goal, and that is well over 2 years ago, going on 3, has since become obstinance, annoyance, and even verbally aggressive bullying behavior to some of the female pickleball players. He has consumed enormous amounts of time, energy, and resources from our Park District Board, and with that of the Village Board as well, via relentless phone calls, emails, and repetitive demands during public comment at so many of these monthly meetings. He has called the police on numerous occasions, complaining about the noise, to the point that they will not respond anymore for the noise reason, because there is no ordinance being violated. If anyone should be commended here, it is the people on this Park District Board who have had to deal with Mr. Matiliauskas all this time. It has been determined that the Lisle rules or regulations are not being broken. In particular, the Lisle noise regulation of Title V, Chapter 20. Yet you have gone out of your way to try to appease this homeowner with one concession after another. The hours at the Abbeywood courts were shortened. Noise barriers were offered, though declined by this resident as being unesthetic and not enough to block the noise from his second story of his house. You constructed new pickleball courts at Tate Woods and moved all Park District lessons there from Abbeywood so as to cut down on the number of people playing at Abbeywood at any one time. This, I might add, has been extremely successful. Being only a few blocks away, I drive by the Abbeywood courts almost daily, and I am amazed at the decrease in cars and players at almost any hour. That was the intent, and it has been achieved beyond expectations. Nevertheless, Mr. Matiliauskas and his wife continue to demand more. They now insist on the use of quiet balls and rackets at Abbeywood. And you, the Park District, have researched this newly developing field and agreed to place signage urging players to consider the use of quieter equipment, even though there is no consensus yet by the U.S. Pickleball Association on which equipment would totally satisfy both the needs of the players and the desires of the neighbors who live adjacent to courts. The answer will undoubtedly be coming in the near future, but it will require patience on the part of all of us as the technology moves forward. As an aside, it was an interesting note that on Wednesday, July 9th, around 5:45 p.m., Vitas was seen leaving his house to play pickleball with another gentleman and a younger boy at the Abbeywood courts. They played for about 30 minutes, and they, for certain, the other man and boy, were using those same noisy balls and rackets that we all use. Doesn't that sound a little bit hypocritical? Meanwhile, the Matuliauskases continue pursuit of their goal, which is ultimately to turn the Abbeywood pickle court back into tennis courts, even though they were underutilized before the conversion. Their approach has been via incessant phone calls, emails, and continuous demands at the Park District and Village Board meetings, repeating over and over the same complaints. You and the Village Board have done everything in your power to appease and help solve the concerns of this one household. And it should be noted that not one other complaint about noise has come from the neighbors at Lisle's other two pickleball facilities. Why should the wishes of so many users of the pickleball facilities at Abbeywood Park be ignored in favor of the few who remain steadfast in their objections, despite the park district's many compromises? It is time to politely back away and turn your attention to the community as a whole. Your time, energy, and resources are much too valuable to continue being diverted in this way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have any other public comment? Yes, you can come forward. Be sure you talk directly into the microphone. It is being recorded.
My name is Saket Bhatnagar, and I live in Lisle, right across the Abbeywood Park. My neighbor Vitas has been very active in this whole issue, as you are all aware. I just wanted to take this time to make sure that I clearly communicate that he is not alone. I'm not as active as he is. I don't take an activist position, but we are equally impacted by the issue. Every time I hear people countering this position, it is one of the two arguments. One is the benefits of a large number of people should supersede the benefits of or the pain of few people. And that's not how laws are written. Laws are absolute. While we elect people using democracy, the laws are not implemented using democracy. They're implemented using certain spirit of the law or the common goal. So if something is hurting me, the law needs to protect me, irrespective of whether other people think it's their business or not. So that is one point that I wanted to clearly mention, that I kind of feel that, oh, we are 100 people, so we are more, our voice is more powerful. That should not be the basis. The other thing is, it's not that we are consistently complaining about something, we are consistently complaining because nothing is being done. I do acknowledge that certain developments have been made. The number of players have gone down, so thank you for that. However, the noise issue is not a gradient issue. It's when that noise comes, when the pop comes, and you're either sleeping after a long night of work, you get up. It just takes 5 pops for you to lose your sleep or have your blood pressure go up. So I just want to make sure that people here understand that it's a health issue, and that could be of impact to anyone who's living next to a pickleball court. So this whole number game that, hey, not many people complain, it's pure geometry and mathematics. Not every house is next to a pickleball court. People who, like, if you drop a pickleball court in any other location, people will start complaining. You have yourself seen that when you have taken a vote before installing a pickleball court, those projects have been turned down by the people. So it's not that they suddenly become anti-pickleballer. They just realize the pros and cons. So for example, there is this park that was suggested opposite Kennedy. They shot it down. Now you clearly have a message saying no pickleball. Why wouldn't people play pickleball there? What's the reason you are putting that sign there? Because you acknowledge that pickleball could be disturbing to the neighbors there. Now, I know we are in a bind because we've already created a pickleball court and you've just dropped it. We didn't think much about it. Now it's there. So we are kind of stuck. Our position is, can we now create an ordinance or a directive where we clearly say that at least use quiet pickleball? And there are enough studies, including that from the US Professional Association of Pickleball, that says that quiet balls do reduce noise. And you just have to Google it. So it's not like, the information is not available. So there is information available. There are solutions available. And all we need to do is just implement it. If we just go and put a sign saying that, use pickleball, quiet pickleball balls to play here. It will be just another step, just like we have been taking some steps. It will be another, constructive step. That's all my request is. Thank you. I'm not against pickleball. I just wanted to let you know that. And yes, many of you could actually see me going and playing pickleball. That doesn't mean anything. I just love pickleball just like I love other racket sports. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Please make sure that you speak into the microphone.
Okay, I'll try my best. My name is Margarita. I am Vita's wife. And actually, I was very hurt by Dr. Jan's speech. I am a doctor too, dentist too, and I cannot understand how the doctor with education in America
Can
cannot
address the board. We don't address the public.
Okay.
This is public
Cannot-
to the board.
cannot understand the issue, what creates the noise, that it affects the human body. Enjoyment is one. When you're playing, you spending hour hearing the big noise, feeling Superman, hearing that ball. And another one, when you live in a house and you hear that constantly, and it does not affect after 1 day or 1 week. I told you already that it affects after 3 months. And it goes like stress, adrenaline. It makes your whole endocrine system going down. In 1 year, I'm already having a second surgery, and it's from endocrine system. The main reason is the stress from the pickleball noise. And Vitas can actually demonstrate what the noise is in reality. You just will hear, you won't feel. You need to hear that for 3 months. That will start affect your body. Can you allow Vitas to demonstrate?
He's had his 5 minutes.
Part of the, I want to make sure that that is a $3,000 device which shows the pickleball noise on the top. And you can hear, you can see the.
I'm not a specialist in anything, and I'm not a specialist in this. Guys, this is public comment. You guys are more than happy to talk to us.
This is out of line.
Yeah,
This is out of line, Vitas.
I don't even know what that.
Okay,
person is.
that was objective, not subjective, telling someone who lives kind of far away that he wants to play. He can play. We're not taking the enjoyment of playing. We're just asking not to be noisy. So much noisy, so it would affect our health. Someone told that people want to be active. Be active, play, but play with the foam balls. What, you will move less if you will play with the silent ball? You will run less if you will play with the silent ball? No. You will score the same score, but it will be different for us. And not actually to looking objective. We just got that measurement bought for ourselves for $3,000. And it shows that the noise exceed 100, 110 decibels. So it's much, much more than 55 decibels allowed. And it's a lot of articles through America. You can read in the Lisle Foundation, the doctors, the specialists writing the articles, what it does to people whose houses are so close to the pickleball courts. We understand that you're not building any more courts, to the other neighborhoods, to the houses which are close. So why we need to suffer? Our house is the closest. And I'm really sorry for the Dr. John that he cannot understand. I am actually curious what the American dental association teaching such doctors. Sorry. Thank you for listening.
Do we have any other public comment? That is public comment addressed at the park board. Okay, hearing none. I will move on. I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting agenda as submitted for Thursday, July 17th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Is there any comment, discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items inclusive of the amended minutes in the commissioner reports and the July 2025 voucher list in the amount of $515,234.91.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can I get a roll call vote, Dan?
Sure. Commissioner Nadeau,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
Commissioner Wessel,
Aye.
Commissioner Pereira,
Aye.
President Altpeter.
Aye, motion passes. We have no communications, I don't believe. There was none in there. We now moved on to unfinished business, the Abbeywood Park pickleball courts, discussion and consensus, possible consensus. We directed staff after the last meeting that we were willing to have them research signage to encourage the use of pickleball courts, but not require, or quiet paddles and quiet balls, but not require it. And staff had done some research. I believe we all got the memo on what staff's consensus was with proceeding forward and the items that would be included on that signage. Yes, everybody got that memo?
Yes.
And what,
Yes.
I believe it was Tiffany, Dan, worked on, John doing the research to links so that people would have knowledge, and worked very long on the verbiage to put on the sign. Do you have any opinions on what they presented?
I like the sign and I like the website page content. I think it's great.
Yeah, I know the neighbors want stronger language, but then we also hear, Vetus, mentioned like they understand we can't enforce it. So we can't put a sign up with very strong language when we know you can't make a rule that you can't enforce, because that is going to cause a problem, right? Eventually police get called and we can't do that, right? So like I think we have to leave it at language of suggesting the use of quiet paddles, quiet balls, whatever. I don't quite have the exact verbiage in front of me, but that's where I would say it.
I'm just,
So
go ahead.
okay.
I'm a little concerned that this is yet another thing that we've had staff research and we've researched as a board, that we've already received emails this week that that's not going to be acceptable. In addition to the email that we all received from a resident who was unable to be here at the meeting tonight to talk during public session about how they're being harassed on the pickleball courts, being told to leave the pickleball courts, read the signs. I'm worried that putting up signs now at this point, after all that's happened since our last meeting, might just encourage more bullying at the courts than actually discourage people from using loud equipment. I'm afraid now we'll have the reverse effect.
So I had a meeting this last week with 3 local residents. We had an opportunity to talk through their thoughts, recommendations at the courts, which was nice because we could actually see play in motion and kind of see what the requests were of local residents. Meeting itself, I think, was very cordial and very constructive. The couple things that we talked about, which I think we should take into consideration, it doesn't deviate from our plan, which is still my position. I still think that our move forward should be what we discussed last month, which is come up with some constructive signage that doesn't, like we said, doesn't allude to policy that doesn't exist and doesn't necessarily make threats or any kind of negative language that wouldn't be effective or wouldn't follow whatever our policy is, but the things that we did discuss that I do think is worth thinking through here. So we talked a little about the size of the signage and making sure that whatever signage we do decide to implement is large enough that it's visible to anyone there playing in the parks. And it was something that I think that's a completely reasonable request. We took a look at the existing signage that's there that just has the general like park information and park rules. It's not large enough for folks to see or to even stop and want to look at. So I think that was a reasonable discussion point. Another one was placement of signs. So physically being there at the park and taking a look at where signage could be posted. I agree that I think if we're wanting a sign to be posted that is encouraging folks to read it while they're there and to then take heed to what it's saying, placement I think is a big deal. Having placement in the location where the pickleball courts are, as opposed to just at the opening of the gate, I think is a good suggestion as well, and still wouldn't be obtrusive. We also talked a little bit about wording. I've taken a look at the wording. I think the first draft that we have is a good draft. I've got some suggestions. I'd love, Dan, if your team's open to it. I have some suggestions for staff as well that aren't significant changes to what we're saying. It's just how it's worded and how placement and sizing of words are so that the message is really clear. And then the last was I spoke with the local residents about the option of them being able to, with the park board's approval and approval from staff, place quiet balls to be used on site. I don't disagree that I think the signage is a fantastic step. I think it's going to be what will happen as a result is you'll have a player that comes, they see the signage, and even in the best of circumstances, they'll read it. They're going to say, okay, great, I will do that, but they're still going to continue play in that moment. So the suggestion was permitting residents at their own expense, but through approval from staff to be able to provide equipment on site that could be used. Now, with the understanding that there's no ownership of that equipment. I mean, in that case, they're just putting equipment out there for anyone to use. It could walk away, right? And there's no enforcement. There's no issue with that. So that was an idea that we talked through as well. So little things that I think are reasonable that fit within our current standards and guidelines, but I think will also coincide with exactly what we discussed as a board this last month, but hopefully help put everything to an end here. So that was just the feedback that I received. And again, meeting with that group, I think was constructive in the moment, and there was a positive tone to that discussion. And I'd like to see that going forward too.
Okay, so I mean, I guess from what we discussed, I guess I just want to be clear. What we discussed last meeting was that this is our final step. We're going to put, as a board, we've spent a lot of staff time, we've spent a lot of our time, a lot of staff cost into researching issues. And I think that we finally came to a consensus last meeting that this is how our final thing, after many, many things that we've researched, putting up gates, putting up the sound walls, that we're willing to put up these signs, recommended quiet use equipment, but it's not required, and we're not changing a policy. And then we're done talking about this issue as this board.
Agreed.
Yep, agreed. So I think, so we just direct, Dan, at this point, it's just direction to staff to move forward with creating the
Signs that
signage.
they believe will.
Yeah, and if you're willing to get together with a couple of us to kind of put a final thing together, we can do that and then get it produced
Then
and
just,
and
and it's
put
a
up.
staff's court now from here on out.
Yeah.
Get it?
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
And then were we gonna re-talk about the not selling stuff at the front desk, just have stuff at the courts?
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
decided to go ahead with that.
So
'Cause we're
not-
not going to be in the
yeah.
business of, right.
We're not gonna wanna sell.
Just be if a private group, just like there's sleds at Kingston Park that they
Right.
leave out there for free use. We don't take them in, we'll leave them there.
Mhm.
Because I know that generally Aaron can talk to that, stuff people leave out without our permission, we generally will take out of our parks. But that's all Terry kind of is addressing, that if a group were to want to leave quiet balls thereby, they'll be left there. Park district's not getting involved. Just
Right.
like we leave the sleds
Mhm.
at Kingston during the winter, we don't mess with them, we just let them stay.
I think Wendy was talking about, we discussed providing them at our desk so that people could buy them here,
Right.
but that.
But we're
we
not gonna do
decided
that.
not to before we
Okay.
cut.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We just decided to investigate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
There was commentary, so.
okay. Just making sure we're all on the same page. Okay.
Thank you so much to you and to Tiffany for researching that.
John too. Yep.
And John, oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
Thanks,
John.
John.
So then let me just make it clear. So we will finalize the signage and then permit,
Internally, and you guys
and
will
then
just,
permit the neighbors to, if they want to leave something out on the court, that's,
we are not involved. We just won't touch it.
okay. All right.
It does need permission though from staff to have anything
Right.
there. Because exactly the exact example Carrie just gave, that anything that hasn't been approved by staff
We're gonna-
runs the risk
we're
of being
gonna
removed.
remove.
Yeah.
Right.
Because otherwise the parks guys will just pick it all up.
Okay. But no signage by the neighbors. All it is just what, assuming they want to do what a
No, no signage, no.
box
no
or
sign,
a
yeah.
bucket
Right,
of.
no signage,
balls.
but if, I think that would be up to the, like, if with their bucket, if they want to say like free for use or something like that, or explaining what it is, that's, I think it's staff's discretion. Yeah.
Have a little
that-
container.
Again, that's gonna have to be approved by staff. You run.
That's why I said it's
That's what we're saying.
Of somebody
I'm-
putting on there, you can only play.
It would need to be
with
approved
these.
by staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but what I understand from the board's direction is this is it, that we don't want this to be an ongoing
No,
matter. So what I'm hearing is we will finalize a sign design with Commissioner Tapella. We, and the neighbors, if they want to advance their idea of providing quiet balls out on site, they can provide me with whatever they're going to put it in. If they're going to put it in a bucket with a sign, like you said, free for use, please return. But I don't want to be having these weekly or monthly exchanges that
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way. They are incessant and they don't stop.
and they're disingenuous. It's been a very big waste of staff time. And the amount of things that we've researched to try to come to a compromise has been exhausting. I guess maybe then we do talk about that. I guess we would be willing to let them put a sign on there saying free balls for use at these courts. I mean, I think we got to nail it down that hard.
And I think, I trust staff would know the direction on that too.
Right. I agree.
I just think that,
Yep.
that would be limited to what could be on there.
Okay.
Okay.
We all in agreement? Tim, you're in
Yes.
agreement with
Yeah,
that?
sorry. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, we will move on to new business. We have none. Staff reports are submitted. You have the team takeover emergency response plan. Is there anything you wanted to say about that?
No, not just to
Yeah, just a report.
add to the report, the pride I've got working with such a great group of professionals like John and Sarah and the rec team that just without prompting, just jumped right to it. So it's
We-
great. And that's an ongoing,
Sorry, Dan.
no, that's okay.
Are we allowed to comment?
I just, on Dan's thing, on the
Yeah,
team
on-
comment?
on
Yes,
Dan's-
yes,
yeah,
on
yeah,
Dan's
yeah,
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do.
Whatever you want. A little.
I just wanted to, I was extremely impressed that the team got together so quickly after that event. It's a pretty jarring event across the community. And the fact that you guys got together so quickly and had a nice response plan that was cross-functional with other members of government as well, I think was fantastic.
Yep, and it's an ongoing thing. We had some correspondence with a group of directors this morning that there's apparently another one in the works. Wheaton Park District has done an in-service to their staff, similar to, I think, what we did. So yeah, it's out there, but hopefully with everyone being more aware and ready, they'll find somewhere else to pull their shenanigans, I
Gotcha.
guess, so.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions on staff reports?
No.
No.
Nope. Guys are too easy today. All right. Officer reports. I attended Kathy Morava's retirement party at River Bend. It was very nice to see that facility being used again and such a nice way, especially to celebrate such a great lady from retiring for C-SPAR. I attended 2 concerts in the park, which were well attended. July 3rd, which was super fun and really great to see so many Lisle residents out, as well as the concert last night, which was not that well attended, but had a very, very fun band, and everyone who was there really got a treat with Dirty Pop. So I will say that. I also was fortunate enough to get to attend Camp Summer Quest when Laura Ellman and her group came to tour our South Shelter and to meet our summer camp residents. They had made nice signs for her. It was really just such a great day to see all her staff there and all of our staff out there getting to show her around with the kids. Scott?
All of our money is either FDIC insured or fully collateralized. the recreation department's fund balance or the income, we're doing actually better this year than we did last year at this time. The revenue is up substantially. Our expenses are up, but overall, the fund is doing better than last year at this time, which is very positive. Camps are doing great, so that's an awesome thing. The enterprise fund on the golf side is $28,000 better than last year, net profit wise. The revenue is up 39, expenses up 11, so we're 28 there. We are down a little on the restaurant side because we don't obviously have the lease or the rental going on. So, and we've had a lot of costs associated getting that thing up and running. Cleaning was expensive to clean the kitchen. We're putting in cable and speakers and things like that. But overall, the fund is only 26,000 behind last year at this time. So overall, we're doing very well.
Okay, thanks, Scott.
How's the prepackaged food stuff going at the, selling through the bar?
Currently, we're about $1,000 to $1,500 in net profit. So it's going, it's there for a service. We're not really looking to bank money on that. We're really looking to provide the golfer with a beverage, a sandwich, so they have a place after they're done with their round to sit down and enjoy the deck and the view. So right now, in my mind, the goal is to have it a break even at worst. I mean, that would be.
The vendor is satisfied with that the effort they're making is worth what they're getting?
They seem to be. They keep bringing us sandwiches when we order, so and it's easy money to them. So I don't know. They seem to be. So to answer your question, Jeff.
Thank you.
We've got the like portion size, not portion size, but the order sizes kind of dialed in. I know we were kind of working through that for the first week or two, but some
It's still a work in progress, try to figure out I mean, we've had about 4 weeks now of having that as an option. So trying to nail it down. We were lucky enough to partner with the West Suburban Food Pantry to help with anything we have to discard after expiration date. So at least we got that as an important step as far as what to do with the waste. But we've been seeing the wraps and the sandwiches are pretty consistent. It's the salads that we kind of see we're having to discard a little more frequently. So staff are monitoring it diligently and trying to make some adjustments as we can to eliminate unnecessary purchasing.
I forgot to add, we did buy the Winfield bond for 90 days at 5%. So that we've continued that for a long time now, but we did it again. So we're getting 5% on 327,000 or something like that.
I also forgot to mention 4th of July parade. Which was fun.
That's so fun. Yeah.
Do any other commissioners have commissioner report?
nothing really.
I'd like to say thank you again to staff. We had a lot of events this week, including the movie in the park. We had John and Sarah, and almost all of our staff has been working diligently, like throughout the month of July. It seems like we've all been relaxing and having fun with our families, and it seems you guys have just even so much down at the ice cream social. I saw a bunch of staff down there working that after the 4th of July parade, in the 4th of July parade, working the tents, both 3rd of July. Got to meet a lot of your families there, which was nice. So that was great that they got to participate in the event as well. But just know that we really appreciate all the time that, if you could let staff know, we really appreciate all the time you guys put into addition to your regular 40-hour work week to try to make the events for our community so great.
Yeah, and they've all been awesome. I've been in a bunch of them. I know you guys have too. I've seen you there. So like, yeah, the staff's done an amazing job.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned at 7:37.